Trade of Hearts. The city of Viridia was a place of vibrant contrasts. Soaring chrome towers pierced skies that bled into ancient cobblestone alleyways, and the hum of electric vehicles often merged with the distant chime of old cathedral bells. In this city lived Elias, a renowned cardiac surgeon whose days were a meticulous dance of precision and profound responsibility. His hands, steady and sure, held the very essence of life within them. He understood the heart as a complex biological pump, a marvel of muscle and vessel. Yet his own heart, though physically robust, felt curiously unlived. He was respected, admired, but utterly alone. Across town, in a small, cluttered antique shop filled with the ghosts of forgotten memories, lived Lyra. She saw hearts not as organs, but as vessels of emotion, repositories of stories. She dealt in feelings, the joy etched into an old locket, the sorrow woven into a faded tapestry, the lingering hope in a child's worn toy. Her days were spent sifting through the discarded fragments of other people's lives, piecing together their narratives, her own heart overflowing with empathy, yet aching for a story of its own. Their paths crossed, predictably, at a charity gala. Elias, uncomfortable in the clamor of polite society, found himself drawn to a quiet corner where Lyra, radiant in a simple emerald green gown, was meticulously examining an antique music box. As its delicate melody filled the space around them, their eyes met. Elias felt a peculiar flutter, not a medical arrhythmia, but something akin to a new, unfamiliar beat. Lyra saw in his dark eyes a profound weariness, a hidden chamber waiting to be unlocked. Their initial conversations were a cautious dance. Elias, used to objective facts, spoke of the heart's anatomy. Lyra, sensing his guarded nature, spoke of the heart's symbolism, its capacity for love and loss. He described valves and arteries. She spoke of courage and compassion. Slowly, tentatively, they began to bridge the chasm between their worlds, drawn by an invisible thread. The trade of hearts began subtly. Lyra, sensing Elias's quiet isolation, started leaving him small, carefully chosen antiques at the hospital's reception desk. A tiny, polished stone heart, an old brass key, a faded postcard depicting a tranquil forest. Each object carried a silent message of warmth, of connection, slowly chipping away at the sterile walls he'd built around himself. He, in turn, found himself speaking to her not about surgical success rates, but about the overwhelming fragility of life, the profound weight of holding a beating heart in his hands. He spoke of the sacred trust placed in him, and the quiet fear of failing. Lyra listened, her eyes brimming with understanding. She didn't offer solutions, only empathy. She saw the surgeon's cold precision as a shield, protecting a soul that felt too deeply. And Elias, through her boundless empathy, began to feel his own heart, once a purely functional organ, stir with an unfamiliar warmth, a burgeoning capacity for vulnerability. He had traded his guarded detachment for her open compassion. One evening, after a particularly grueling surgery, Elias found himself at her shop door. The closed sign was flipped, but a warm light spilled from within. He knocked, and Lyra opened it, her smile a beacon. He stepped inside, surrounded by the echoes of 1,000 lives. I just needed to be somewhere real, he confessed, his voice uncharacteristically rough. Somewhere that understands what it means to carry so much inside. Lyra simply nodded, understanding. She offered him tea, and they sat amidst the silent stories of the shop. He spoke for hours, not of his work, but of his life, his solitary childhood, the relentless pursuit of perfection, the gnawing fear of not being enough. He laid bare the heart he usually kept hidden, the emotional one, not the biological. He was trading his carefully constructed professional persona for the raw truth of his inner self. And Lyra, in return, shared her own fears. The overwhelming weight of feeling everything so intensely, the vulnerability of loving a world that often broke her heart, the fear of never finding her own epic story amidst the relics of others. She traded her gentle, outward empathy for the aching truth of her own unspoken longings. Their love grew in this exchange, this profound trade of hearts. He taught her the resilience of the physical body, the marvel of its intricate design, grounding her often ethereal understanding of emotion. She taught him the infinite capacity of the soul, the power of compassion, and the profound beauty found not in perfection, but in shared humanity. Elias began to see his patients not just as cases, but as intricate universes of hope and fear, their hearts not just organs, but pulsing testaments to life's enduring struggle and joy. He carried Lyra's warmth into his sterile operating room, his touch becoming not just precise, but infused with a newfound tenderness. Lyra, conversely, found a quiet strength in Elias's pragmatic wisdom. She learned to embrace the fragility of life not just with sorrow, but with a deeper appreciation for its temporary beauty. She saw her own heart as strong, capable of both deep feeling and resolute action. Their final trade happened on a quiet Sunday afternoon, under the shade of a blossoming cherry tree in a small city park. Elias, with hands that had mended countless hearts, gently took Lyra's in his. "Lyra," he said, his voice steady, his eyes full of a love that was both scientific and utterly spiritual. "My heart, the one I used to only understand as a pump, now beats for you. It's no longer just a biological marvel. It's a living, breathing testament to the profound trade we've made. Will you take all of it, forever?" Lyra's eyes, bright with unshed tears, shimmered like emeralds. "Elias," she replied, her voice soft but resolute, "my heart, the one that used to only gather stories, now longs to create our own. It's no longer just a repository of empathy. It's a vessel overflowing with love for you. I will take it all, my dear surgeon, and offer you mine in return." They embraced, two distinct souls, once separated by their understanding of the very essence of life, now unified. Their trade of hearts was complete, not in a literal exchange, but in a profound merging of their inner worlds, creating a love that was both deeply rooted in the tangible and soaring in the boundless realm of emotion. They had found in each other the missing piece, the perfect rhythm for their shared beat.